Hi, this is an introduction to Mahara portfolios. Mahara allows you to create web pages in a secure learning environment. The pages you create can then be shared with an individual, a group, or to the public. The pages that you create can also be exported to keep for a future portfolio, and these exported pages can also be used to show evidence of your learning. Mahara is an open source eportfolio project which plugs into Moodle, and if you look at mahara.org you'll find out more information about this. Now, there's 4 things you can document in Mahara depending on what course you're on and what the requirements of the assessment are. Essentially, you can document the process, for example what you did, pipeline or workflow you've developed for that, and you can show iterations of your work. You can also use it for critical analysis. What have you created? What were your results? And how does that fit into the bigger picture? How does your work fit into the academic work that your peers are doing, or even into the bigger world of commercial work and professional work? The reflective commentary is slightly different to the critical analysis. It's more about how you feel about the work produced and your methods. Were the results what you expected, and also what have you learnt from going through the process of creating these artifacts. And another really essential part of Mahara is it's a place where you can keep your references. So references to any material you may have used, or other people's work you may have used. So not only academic references, for example books, papers, websites you may have referenced, which tutorials did you use? What processes did you go through to learn the skills to actually create the work that you've done? And also, if you're including any, for programming, you may include code libraries or widgets that other people have made, and more essentially, any music, images, or videos you may have used from other people that other people have created. And the reference is really important. It really gives that knowledge of what you have actually done on your project. And especially with practical work, it's really important for us to be able to see that, and the references is a big part of doing that. Now, within your browser, if you look at your Moodle page, you log on to your Moodle page, you should have a Mahara icon on the right hand side in the right hand column here. If you click on that, it will open Mahara in a new window for you. Now, I've set mine up already. I've got my name in there and also an avatar for me, and I've joined a few groups. I've got the groups on the side here, and it really kind of gives you an idea of how you can work with this. Now, I'm going to go for a very simple system and just talk you through the basics of doing this. So to create a portfolio, I will just click on the portfolio tab at the top, and it automatically goes on to pages. And the pages is the first thing you would want to do. So you would create a page, or you can copy a page, which may be something, if you have a template you may want to do that. But if I just create a blank page and I can just give it a title, so I'll type that in there. You can also add a page description, critical analysis of my coursework. And then I can save it. Okay, when I've done that, what comes up is this editable kind of content management system. The most simple way of working with this is if I go onto the General tab and just take this text box here and drag it onto the window. Now, a text box will allow me to type directly into the window here. It will also allow me to use HTML tags if I wish to embed anything. So if you're embedding a YouTube video, you can copy the embed code in here, and that will update onto your work. So I can add a title for this, and then I can add text in here and add this and talk about my work and just point out the things that I want people to see within that. So you can copy paste some text in there if you wish to, and I can save that. And what will come up is this block here within my page. So I can go back to edit that and add my text in later. So for example, if I wanted to copy this text from Mahara, I can go in there. If I want to copy this text into there, I can copy paste and save that. So then I've got my my data in there. I'm starting working with that. You can also work with plans. You can work a navigation system in there. And one good thing to work with is journals. If you're doing something weekly or more than weekly, you can update journals within this and do weekly journal entries. So that's quite a useful way of working, and allows you to kind of really update your work as you go. So you can either display one journal entry, the most recent one, or particular ones that you want to. You may just take the whole journal and put it on there, and just save that in. Then you would work on the journal in a different place as well. That would just change the configuration of that. But if you wanted to work on your journal, you would edit that content in a different place. You can also bring on your files and images. So if you have images, I can bring that on there, and I can probably go and find an image that I may have used. No, it's not in that one. It's probably just a video. So images, I look in there. It's got my profile icon. I just check what that is. But I can actually select that and save that, and that will come up as an image within my work. So that's something I've uploaded already and I've used previously. You've also got multimedia content, such as embedded media here, and files for downloading, or a folder to keep your work. HTML uses pure HTML within that, so if you want to copy paste that in as well, you can. Once you've done this, you really need to share a page. Sharing a page allows you to say who's going to use this page. If you only want to use it with one person, you can say share with users, and it'll give you a list of people you know or you are friends with, or you can look down here for users as well. Now, if I type in Twycross, that may actually come up with someone, or it may not, depending on. So I have a fake one, which is Twycross. If because I am John Twycross, then I wouldn't be able to find myself, but we have one set up for this example. I can add that person, and then they will have access to this work when they're logged on. So if you do want to share with me, do type my name into the users list, and you will come up with one saying John Twycross as well. You can also add the public. So if you just want to make it, the simplest thing to do is just make it open to everyone, and then the idea is that anyone can look at that. You can also add in just logged in users in general, or the people you have on your friends list. So I normally make mine public because I'm very open with my work, and it really just allows you to show this out there. I've also got a selection of which pages I'm going to apply this to, and once I say save, this will allow whoever I've allowed to look at this to see it. So my portfolio here is open to the John Doe, which is the proxy for me, and the public as well. So I can go back and edit this. I can take this page and edit that. I can also go back to, if I click on the top here, back to portfolio, I can look at different ways of creating content. So I can go into the journal. I mentioned journals earlier, and you can say you can create new entries and just work with that within there, and that will update on my page as I go through. So lastly, I just want to show you a couple of examples of student work. It's not a replacement for essays, it's really just a place to kind of really concisely and visually as well put your work onto a page. So this one is referencing a work done in 3D modelling. So this is a still image of the work, and also there's a video here that I can download and watch as well. It's got the references, the tutorials that have been watched, and another video that's been watched. So I haven't checked that out, but I can do. I can click on that and watch that, and a very short commentary on this as well. So about probably 50 to 100 words there. And the idea of kind of doing little and often actually builds up a much bigger, much more detailed body of work. So writing concisely but regularly allows you to build up a decent amount of comments on your work that should really explain what you've done and what methods you use to go through the process of creating this work. So that was one for a video an animation module. For a multimedia application design one, we have a similar thing. but there's a bit more to this. Now this one had the requirement of documenting meetings. So you can see there's a lot here. So this meeting 1, it has again 50 to 100 words on that. A lot of images, so showing the work in progress and the kind of the wireframe work on that. Again, the second meeting, describing what people have done and how people have put things together. So and blocking out the pages here. And again, documenting the meeting. So I can see that there has been work going on. People are named within this, and it's really saying what people have been doing, what people are finding difficult, and what people are going to go on to do for the next week. So it's a really kind of simple method of journal entry with this. So you should keep that up and keep doing. There's obviously a team list here, which is great, and it's kind of assigned to the different people, what the jobs are, and a real description of that as well. So this is a good way of working, and a good example of how you can work with Mahara. So again, if you do want to find out more about Mahara or find out some more tips, mahara.org is a website you can look at, and it has a large community and a large amount of tutorials on there. So Mahara has a lot of advantages over writing a traditional report or essay for your work, and it allows you to incorporate contemporary media types, web video, images, and other aspects you may use. So one of the important things is to remember that you do need to keep what was required for the essay. So the references is really important, and actually structuring it in a way that may actually put the information across. So doing it concisely, there's no word count on this. It's really just putting the information that you want to get across over. And the most important thing is to make sure you've shared the work so it can be seen, so that you can get feedback on your work in progress.